Hello and welcome to part one of Narrowboat Natterings review of 2020. Why part one? Well, once we started talking, there was no stopping us. There's lots of information in here about why and how we went about buying our boat in the first place. So as Mrs. Lumsden makes the coffee, sticks a bit of Baileys in, why don't you do the same? Sit down and listen to us have a natter.
This is Lumsden.
Right, darling, there we go.
That one's mine. Thank
Have
you.
that on. How are you?
All right, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Did you have a lovely Christmas?
Yes, thank you. Oh, this is nice. Yes, thank you very much.
Well, you put the Baileys in.
That's why it's nice.
Coffee with Baileys.
I'm about to say it's very cold in here.
This boat's cold. This is for you. We have sacrificed our comfortable life in a respectable house in Sutton Coldfield for this.
Watching Frozen 2.
This is Frozen 2. Yeah, we are now out being the Frozen 2. Very cold day.
Oh, that was good. I like what you did there.
Oh, it just comes natural to me. So
Natural.
we kind of figured that we ought to do a bit of review of the year because it's been our first year, and though we haven't had a full year, nevertheless it's been a nice year, and we thought, well, it's now the new year, saying year a lot,
Yeah.
and so it's an ideal chance to sort of have a bit of a catch up, and obviously it's quite difficult doing a bit of cruising around at the moment, so we thought this would be nice.
Lovely.
Wouldn't you? You might not see that on the camera, I don't know. It's cold. So, where do we start? I mean, I suppose, where's the best place to start?
At the very beginning,
At the very beginning. What's that from?
sound of music.
Mrs. Loves she loves her musicals, you know. She does love her musicals. So, yes, it's about this time, actually, a year ago, when we started to seriously consider purchasing a boat, wasn't it?
When you say we, that's the bit where I get a little bit confused, because it wasn't so much we, it was you were thinking, oh, I want a boat, and I was like saying, what have you done? Honestly.
This boat's dirty.
Oh, I thought you just dropped coffee down here.
I don't know
it's
why.
Not even past your
I've come
lips
onto a
yet.
dirty boat with a
White
top on.
t-shirt.
I don't know whether that's visible, but mossy ropes. So you were saying
Yes, but
this
trying to
wasn't
change
your
the
fault.
subject.
Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I was saying it wasn't my idea. My ideas was let's leave it for another year or so, and then look at it when things have settled down and children have left school and all that malarkey.
Yeah, well, look at that. What a boring year you'd have had if we hadn't had this boat. They say things happen for a reason, and I was right. So
Whatever.
So anyway, but we have wanted a boat for a few years because, as you've seen on some of the earlier vlogs with Ian and Mary and their lovely boat Daybreak, we've had some lovely holidays on that for a few years. We had an arrangement with them where because they trusted us on the boat, they liked us to take it somewhere. They live down sort of south of Milton Keynes, Leighton Buzzard way, that sort of way, and so, you know, once you've got a boat, you realise that to get anywhere, you've got to spend probably a day or two going past everywhere that you've been several times before. So they quite liked the fact that we could take their boat somewhere slightly different, and then they would have a holiday coming back from there. So that suited them really nicely, and obviously it suited us because we got a nice little holiday out of it.
Lovely holidays on Daybreak.
And we fell in love with it, and particularly last year when it came to an end, and we got several little goes last year because Ian ended up having to leave the boat a bit further away from home than he intended, so we kind of leapfrogged it back a few weekends, didn't we, for him? So we really got a good feel for it last year, and that was kind of it then. That certainly made my mind up, and I probably did use my charm and influence on Mrs. Lumsden to be able to make the purchase this year.
I think it was just how it was really sad, wasn't it? Every time we left Mary's boat, it was, you know, it's sad at the end of the holiday, but that was really sad.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I used to get so excited knowing that we were going to go on it.
It was really sad. But we always knew that we'd do this, so there was always that excitement that one day we'll do this, and so we have. So it started. We had to start going and looking at boats, and we'd only got experience of Daybreak, hadn't we? So that was our only sort of reference point. So we needed to go and see what was out there. We only had a small budget, and that budget was 25k, and we thought we were pushing ourselves at 25k. But where did we go to look at boats?
Great Haywood.
Yeah, we went to look at some boats at Great Haywood, and that
We were looking online for a while, weren't we, in the different marinas and seeing ones that we liked.
we became very aware of Wilton Marina, Great Haywood, one or two others.
eBay.
And eBay, looking at things on eBay, which I don't know whether I'd ever have thought about actually buying one off eBay, but it did show us interiors, and we did start to get an eye on things. We saw a couple at Great Haywood around 25k, and we were shocked at how bad they were. And it's not me blaming Great Haywood Boat for that.
No.
I mean, they're just selling them on behalf of a person, aren't they? But oh dear, just thought, I don't mind a little bit of DIY, but I'm not super handy. I'm a bit of a bodge artist, if truth be known. I'd like somebody else to come along and do a really nice job, and I could make a half-assed job of something, but
I don't think it helped the fact that we were looking in February either, because
yeah,
every boat you went into was all wet and
everything
damp,
was cold
and
and damp,
and
like what we bought in the end. But no, we saw some howlers really. So then we went out to Wilton. We thought, we've got a day out. We got nothing to do on a particular Sunday. Let's go out to Wilton Marina. And we really actually quite enjoyed their sales experience, I suppose. We were left on our own. We could go and have a wander around, and then come back to the office and ask for keys for particular boats. So that gives a real chance to sort of not have the stress of a salesperson sort of hassling us and stuff. We could we could mooch around a little bit, and we kind of realised.
Well, I think it worked for them, didn't it? Because we sort of told them what our budget was, what we were looking for. They gave us 2 boats, and then they threw a boat in that was sort of way above our budget, but said, from what you said, you'll really like this one. And we blooming well did.
Yeah. So we came across Wee May, and it was it's a bit like buying a house really. As soon as we stepped on it, it was like that. Yes, we both felt very comfortable suddenly. We thought she was cute. We liked the layout. The bed, there's fixed berth, and that was kind of it. But that was sort of $7,000 more than our top end budget. So we were left in a bit of a dilemma then, because we had fallen in love with it. Wilton Marina had done a good sales job on us without us knowing, and we were hello. So we had to go away and think about our finances and what we could sort of move around, and it cost us a small loan, didn't it, just to top up, but when we worked out what that monthly loan figure was, it was still worth it for the fun aspect of it, and what it's given us. It was still worth it, and so we did it, didn't we?
We did. On the next day.
But yeah, well, we committed to it. You don't obviously pay until you're happy with the survey, so we set out make sure we got the survey sorted out. I went down to witness that, which was interesting. That's my very first vlog. That was where I started vlogging really. Just decided I'd chart that little journey, not really realising that Narrowboat Natterings would be what it is today. But that was the very start. So if you want to look at number 1, that was where we actually had the boat surveyed. And on the basis of the boat surveys, it was the purchase, wasn't it? We made the purchase. They needed about 3 weeks to ready the boat then. We were having it taken out, blacked, new anodes fitted. There was a little bit of welding that we asked to be done just to bolster one of the thinner points of the hull that had been identified. So that was plated up so that we could stop the rot.
You gave a very good explanation of what an anode was, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know what I was talking about. I made it up on the spot.
That's a surprise.
Remembered something from chemistry and physics at school, and
sacrificial material, because what's happening when your boat's in the water, the electric charge is trying to reach ground, so it's going through your hull. Also, all the other boats in the water are also emitting an electric charge. Now, if you know about batteries, you'll know that metal within a battery...
That's why they say, like, vloggers always say what they know, what they're talking about, when clearly
Apparently,
they don't.
I am the BS expert.
You are, indeed.
So we bought it, and then 3 weeks later, we went to pick her up.
So the big day has eventually arrived. Really looking forward to this. It's kind of the realisation of a dream.
Which, again, I think that was vlog number 2, if I remember
was.
correctly. Very exciting.
So I've got to say, it's kind of hard to explain how happy I am right now. Just amazing. Who'd have known winter narrowboating would be so much fun? And it's just a beautiful day, and we own a boat, and that's just incredible. And, well, I don't know. I'm very emotional.
It was very exciting. It was very cold.
We had a run of storms around
Jorge.
February, and this was Storm Jorge. I think we'd had Storm Kiara and a few others before that, but Jorge came along on the day we needed to pick the boat up, and then that's where I introduced the world to a bit of Lumpy singing.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Now the drugs don't work, they just make it worse. But I know I'll see your face again. I tried so not to give in. As the day is dawning on a Texas Sunday morning, how I long. Salve Regina, Mater Misericordiae, vita dulcedo espes nostra, salve, salve Regina.
So I sing any given opportunity generally, and sometimes I don't know. I don't know what it is that makes me suddenly want to choose a particular song when I start to sing, but I do sing.
Normally it's when people are watching though. I never hear you singing unless you've got an audience.
I don't have an audience, and I'm stood on the back of the boat.
But you've got a camera on you.
But ultimately, I mean, that becomes an audience, but at the time there isn't.
You don't sing around the house. It's not like, people might get this impression that a house is always full of jolly singing and you being happy all the time. It's not like that. But the minute there's a camera on, woohoo, things change.
I beg to differ. I think you will find that I do sing around the house when I'm rehearsing to sing in front of people.
You're an idiot.
But I like to sing. So what did we do then? So then the country clattered into the blooming coronavirus disaster that we've had, and so we were gutted then, because we got the boat back to the Midlands sort of
Was it Whittington we first moored?
Yeah, we went to Whittington.
Yeah.
And within about a week or two we hit the first lockdown, because it was into March, April. And there we were then, just like gutted, because we bought this boat, we were looking forward to this fantastic summer, and then suddenly we're told we couldn't go on it.
And everything just stopped, didn't it?
Yeah. And because being relatively new to boating, I know, not relatively new to being on a boat, but being properly part of the boating community, owning a boat as leisure boaters, but as leisure boaters trying to continuously cruise, we were suddenly aware that we needed to know all these regulations, and then there was lots of confusion over what the regulations were and how they should be interpreted and what the authorities wanted. So yeah, that was all a little bit weird, wasn't it? But we'd picked up a gearbox error anyway on the way back from Wilton, which became the bane of our life for a few weeks. But ultimately Wilton did come up with the goods and put a brand new gearbox on. They'd been putting recons on of the previous Hearth Earth box, I think it was, that was just wasn't hacking it. I can't remember the name of the one I ended up with. It's on one of my vlogs anyway. But yeah, we once that was done, we sorted. So at least that was took up some of the dead time, and then we started getting a little bit of release again, didn't we, from the authorities? So we started doing a bit of cruising.
It was very nervous leaving her.
Yeah, it was at like end of May, really. I think was when that first lockdown.
June. I think it was June.
End of May, start of June.
Yeah.
We did a bit of a cruise. We went to
Tixel-wide.
yeah, we went out that way. We went Rugeley, Tixel-wide, down to the Shroppy, and we went up the Shroppy as far as Wheaton Aston. So, which was lovely. The Shroppy at that section pretty straight. Oh, I don't think there was a lock until we got to Wheaton Aston, all the way from Alderley Junction. But it was lovely, and the bridges. I did a vlog called Bridge Porn, because I just fell in love with the bridges on there. I was like, every bridge seemed to be really beautiful.
Do you remember that walk where we went up to the top and it was
Yeah.
like a massive big estate up there?
Yeah. Oh, that was great. Yeah, because we thought, that's such a grand bridge. Why? You know. So we pulled the boat over and went up.
You're amazed at the beauty of what's around you as you're actually travelling along the cut, and you don't always think what's actually up there. So it's already there. I'm going to have a look. And this is just bizarre, really, and beautiful. And look at that up there. Shall I take a screenshot of that?
And went up, and well, you'll see it on the vlog on Bridge Porn. It was beautiful, and we don't do enough of that. We always seem to be on a bit of a got to get from A to B. No, she's going to blame me now. She's going to blame me.
What's all this
No.
weed business?
But because we set where we want to go, you're a part of that process.
I've always said that when we have our holidays, it would be lovely to just stop and go for walks and have a look at the churchyards and the little villages and stuff like that. And they're like, no,
Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's not. You want to get to places. You say which pubs you want to go to because you're driven by alcohol.
Yes, but we can take 2 days to get there. We don't just have to do it in one.
Well, we'll see next time, because we won't get anywhere if I don't take control of where we're going.
All right, let's do it next year. Let me be the person that plans. Look, you're starting to get nervous. I'll plan it.
I'm the captain of the ship. Boat.
What am I then? Be
Scullery
careful.
maid.
Be careful what you say.
Deckhand. So,
Scullery maid.
but anyway, the other thing about my video called Bridge Porn is that when I look at my analytics within Google for the channel, one of the key search terms for my channel is porn. So when people are searching for porn, they're obviously finding my canal bridges, which I bet is very disappointing for them. But there's obviously any vloggers out there. If you just drop the word porn in somehow into your title, your description, you'll start getting some more views, more impressions.
Not for the right reason.
Not for the right reasons, but you never know. Some of them might quite like boats anyway and think, oh, I'll stick with this.
I'm not sure if that's what their intention is when they actually.
They certainly realise they're on the wrong channel when they see you.
So I think we'll stop that right there, Lumpy, before you get yourself in even bigger trouble. Hope you've enjoyed that, and join us very soon for part 2 of the Narrowboat Natterings review of 2020. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.